And we're recording. Okay, hold on.
We don't have a jump button.
Alright, there you go. Alright, where are we? Are we somewhere else different? Hold on.
No, I think we're in the same spot.
What could it mean? The meeting room. Perhaps flame at a stand and find faces.
Okay, let me switch my internet. Hold on. Like lagging.
Work.
Okay.
There you go. Alright, so Caleb, you see the bucket? You see the bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, so all the endings that you've did before is gonna be different when you have the bucket.
Really?
Yep. So you can go ahead and do an ending you did with the bucket and see how different it is.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, this is day number 295. Take number...
Wouldn't it be 295
even
unless you
know.
make multiple recordings in
I've
one day?
lost track. Nothing feels real
I think
anymore.
he's made multiple, yeah.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
I think you're crazy, pal.
There's no explanation for it.
Yeah, you're insane.
I think he is.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so...
Could be lost your mind then, Chief.
What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
What the fuck is Gamborata?
I don't know. It sounds almost free.
Okay, it looks like a demon came and killed him.
Alright then.
What do you think of that ending?
That's a different
All
one.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So yeah, you got 2 of the computers, so the third computer is gonna be... Oh, never mind, you have to do it again? What? Alright, you gotta get the first one right there. There you go.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Oh man, look at those sexy physics. Look how it
Stanley
moves.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the
I love
bucket.
the voice for the
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the
Whoa,
bucket.
what's over there?
Now ride the lift
Oh,
all
that's
the
the
way to the
collectible.
top. There's something up there I need you to
The Stanley
do.
figurine.
Stanley did not question why or how this
fair
bucket
enough.
was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
In front
Stanley,
right there.
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Alright, Caleb, I know you got this.
Maybe I want to go through the bucketless door. I want to go through the bucketless door. Stupid Mr. Narrator.
I know, right? But I know you can tell what's a bucket and which isn't a bucket, right?
Now then, I'm
I guess we're about to find
run
out.
through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Everything in the bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
You bastard.
You got it right! You
You
got it
lied
right!
to me.
You got it right! I'm proud of you, Kale. You got that one. What about
Item
this
2.
one?
Is this a
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
As soon as I say yes, it's gonna be a bucket.
What about that
Item
one?
3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oof.
At least I missed one of them.
Item 4.
This is a bucket. Okay, alright, thank God.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
I thought he was gonna try and tell me that's a
How on
bucket.
earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Is it, Kale? Is it a bucket?
I feel like it's going to be a bucket.
Incorrect.
See?
This is a bucket.
See?
I just want to know how the fuck that's a bucket.
I just don't know why.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Trick question. Both.
What?
Gotcha.
What? How are we supposed to get... There's only 2 options. It's either yes or no.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Are you a bucket narrator? How about that?
Yeah, it's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yes.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Those are some deep
Do
questions.
any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Oh.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
What?
I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But I'm going to erase all buckets from
No!
the time.
Don't take my bucket!
Okay, here we go.
Get away from my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Everything is a
was
bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I don't think I'm
Oh,
here.
this is wonderful news.
Well, I guess
We're
I
not
can hear you.
buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Go insane.
All right, here we go.
Everything is a
Reset.
bucket.
Ah, it's
I
a
want to
double
do
thing now.
All
where's
this
the line?
code
I want to do the line.
What could
with
it
the bucket.
mean?
The what now?
Stanley decided to go to the
Oh,
meeting
the
room.
line?
The confusion
Alright,
and the
you remember what it
chaos
is?
all
Yeah.
seemed to melt away.
Is it the
Stanley
one where
embraced
you
the
go
bucket.
right and then go
So
cut
you
back
go-
to the left and go down?
Stanley
Yeah, you
clutched
go
the bucket
that way,
tightly to his
right?
chest
Yeah.
and entered the door.
And then you go
This
to the
was
door
not
on the
correct
left
way to
instead
the
of
meeting
going to
room.
the...
Yeah.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Down we go, the rabbit hole.
Oh,
Wall.
good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, look, we care about you, Stanley. Look who it is. It's the baby, the adventure
You see,
line,
your
the
friends and I are
computer,
concerned for you, Stanley.
the mannequin that you
We've
didn't
come
meet
together
yet.
here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying
And the broom
around
closet's
everywhere.
there too for you.
The bucket isn't even from the
Look, the
original
broom closet
Stanley
there for you.
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the adventure line and the broom closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
Look, the two
Don't
doors
you want
on the
another
picture.
story involving the
I
adventure
want a
line?
story
We
with
could
the
make
adventure line and a
go
bucket.
somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's
No.
what the fans want. Let's do it.
I mean, the adventure line is there, but it's not gonna be focused on it, unfortunately.
No, it needs to be adventure line and bucket.
I mean, the adventure line's right there. Just follow it, I guess.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as
Yeah,
well.
dude, give me the silly music back.
Yay! Never mind, I think you can follow it.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes
I'm
from
going
the
back.
original dialogue?
I'm going back till you turn the music back on.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Oh?
No,
Yes, you
I
know.
want my
you-
music.
you-
I offer you a trade. Give me
Oh.
the music back and you can have the bucket.
Oh, oh my goodness. Oh? Where are we? Is this like that other ending where he was like showing us his testing stuff and we
The
were like rating it?
Test mover.
Yeah, I think. Look at that. Just keeps going and going. Oh,
Don't you get
look
it,
at that
Stanley?
aura.
We need to get rid of the bucket.
Look at that aura.
That's why I'm very proud to
redness.
introduce a brand new
Don't like
character.
energy.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Brand new character.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well fleshed out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Right, Cal?
You can't have
Can
my
you
bucket.
guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
On purpose.
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly
bucket.
not. I wonder what sort of
The broom
Bucket
closet.
Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Okay. We'll blow up the world.
I got the same ending. I didn't give up the bucket.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay, then.
I don't want it. That's what you get for turning my music off, Mr. Narrator.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You can just get close, you know, in front and just click it. There you go.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No,
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Of course. All hail the bucket.
Yeah, if a fucking object was talking to me,
In here.
Said
I would
the
like to
bucket.
do what it
Go
wants.
into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, babe, like-
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home.
Whoa! Hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Alright, let's watch an educational video like we were back in
What
high
is
school.
comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit
What
with
about
one of
outside,
your
though?
arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These
I'll
are
do that
the
next time.
optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Danny with the funny now.
Good.
You didn't say it, Kale?
This saying is a perfect example of
You
expectations
don't listen
management,
to what
which
the
is the
narrator wants
cornerstone
us
of
to
good
do.
comedy.
It's not the
You should know
narrator,
this
it's
by
the
now.
Finally,
instructional
it's
video.
time to hand out surveys.
But the narrator wants
Collecting
us to
hard
watch.
But
data
it's
from
an
your
educational
audience on how
video.
wrapped they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Yeah. Screw those aliens.
What fucking timeline was that from?
This video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no
Back
matter.
then.
I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back. I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches.
Sure.
A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
Probably dead.
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
You gonna break the
The
game
bucket
again?
spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on
I
the
could.
fly. No need to overthink things.
I'm surprised it didn't like close that up.
For real.
Oh no, say that door was not there.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Well,
No.
Kale?
That's new.
I guess you broke the game.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
You lost me there.
I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video.
You do that.
Again.
We'll wait here.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
All right then, reset.
Here we go.
Oh.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What the fuck?
So,
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not?
look how light he is standing there.
Pale with shame.
I guess he's started astral projecting. That's cool.
Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
He's working on his
Getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what I need. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Oh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Look to your...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
6?
simply missed a memo.
Okay, go to door 426. I think there's something there. Dog mode? Is that what it says that there? Oh. Huh, cool.
Yeah, alright. We're in dog mode, I guess.
What about the other doors?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone. Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So, which ending have you done without the bucket? Or are you gonna do one where with the bucket? Were you gonna do an ending you haven't done with the bucket?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Interesting.
We feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
What?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I've
shit right
never... Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Yeah.
Expand on the
I love you. I love you.
experiences
He's a liar.
you and
There
the
is a
bucket
liar.
shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
So, you're a poopy head, Mr. Broom Closet. What about you,
Okay,
Cal?
I got you something which I think
No,
will help
no,
settle
the
this
broom
debate
closet
once
is
and
our
for
friend.
all. Here we go.
Oh.
There. Now it's settled.
Okay, that
no
works.
more debate, no more discussion.
Nice.
Take a hike, Broom Closet, with
Yeah.
all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
You tell him. You tell him.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Nice.
You see,
It's a bucket.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Nice.
That way, if you're ever unsure
How
whether
did
the thing
you,
you're holding is a bucket
the
or
sticker
not,
over the
you can
first
look
one?
down at this
How does
sticker
that
and
work?
say to yourself,
Like, do you
"Ah, it's a bucket."
took off. You
There
see
really
it?
is a wide
Like-
variety of applications for this sticker.
I'm the only one thinking about this. How do you get the second sticker like underneath the first sticker?
You know what? I could take the name calling and the dismissal
Nobody
of your
knows.
kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
The third computer is by the desk. You know, with the code. I can't believe you missed, Kale. The figurine was there on the toilet. It was like right there in front of you. How you missed that?
Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yeah. Hey, two more. I really don't understand what pointing a gun to a panda has to do with business stuff.
You're supposed to kill the pandas, obviously.
What was that?
Kill all the pandas.
Why though?
Why not?
I really don't understand the point of this elevator.
I don't think there is one.
Yeah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light... The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable spark from somewhere deep within.
You sitting deep in a room with a bucket in your arm, feeling the warmth, all alone, not knowing what to do. Do you remember the code?
No.
It was 2845. Unless you're gonna say something.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh,
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Hey, I'm glad you noticed that one.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanleys? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Very creative. But I think you'll get them all, Caleb, because I know how much of an achievement whore you are.
Not really.
Come on, I know that you love to get achievements and platinum all those games on PlayStation. Unless you
retired downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Or Escape. Remember the Escape ending?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What could it be, Caleb? All these monitors. What could it be? Remember that spoiler that you got spoiled that he said you weren't supposed to be here?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
What?
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
They've been watching all the employees, Kale. What?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Yeah.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Are we taking down the system, Kale?
Yeah.
You should come back here again without the bucket. Two. Yeah, a lot of buttons, huh?
There's a button up there, but I don't want to get to it.
Yeah, you can't get there unless you do something. Oh wow, it has echoing too? That's cool. They really put the detail on the sound. I really like that. Mind controls idle, awaiting input.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So, we're gonna turn it on or we're gonna turn it off the mic?
But at the last
Turn it on.
second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds.
Oh.
The control buttons became active again.
Okay.
Spirits.
Oh, flamingos.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Hey, look at that.
Had the bucket known this all along?
Penguins, my
Stanley
friend.
marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
That's
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
That's an interesting ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's this? Oh.
The Green Factors Committee.
Yeah, try not to take the bucket and go to that same room to get, and, you know.
Yeah, the original ending.
Yeah, you'll see. Try to...
When Stanley came
turn
to
on
a
the
set
machine.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So yeah, here it tells you the location of where all the figurines are. So like, if you go to...
Ah.
Yeah, if you go to one of the boards on the wall, I think it's the one on against that wall right there. It tells you the location where it is. It tells you which one you got it. Or large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. So do you know where the red and blue is?
Yeah, it sounded right.
Yep.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Wow, Mr. There, I see how it is.
Well, you sit on the sofa and you know, reflect on your life, how you got to be here.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So, Kale, how long are you gonna be on?
Not too much longer. It's getting late.
So, like, in an hour?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
30,
door that
45
read
minutes.
Mind Control
All
Facility.
that?
30 or 45 minutes.
Gotcha. I wanted to show you the Transformers game that I want to play with you a little bit to show you.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Yeah.
television
Let's
screens.
see.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Whoa!
Oh. Alright.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the Bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. Oh. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game.
All right,
it's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
That's a long title. Hope it's good.
Good job, you did it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I like the song.
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
It's a whole last song.
You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful.
I love this song already.
It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
I'm gonna play this in my car.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything.
Yep.
Good job, you did it.
Good job,
you did it. Good job, you
Yeah.
did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
I'm gonna sing that from now on, Kel.
Good job,
Every time you do something good in any game
you
in the
did it.
future.
Good job, you
It's
did
gonna be
it.
our little inside joke. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Oh?
Oh, that's bright.
Welcome, Stanley, to heaven.
That is oppressingly bright.
You see? What's on the wall, Kale? It's buttons! Get it?
100,000 buttons.
Get it? Because Stanley loves to press buttons, so he's in heaven. That's a joke. That's it, Kale. There's nothing else to do here than press buttons. This is heaven
Really?
for Stanley because he loves to press buttons. Alright, this music is it's getting intense. I see a lot of orange. That's the only color I see the most. Oh my goodness, my eyes. Oh.
Right?
Oh, he's gonna give me a
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's nothing else to do.
Okay, alright.
Oh. I don't think that's that phone, because that's an old ass phone. It's that one.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today.
Oh.
We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Okay then.
He's actually alive. Wild.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business,
Butterflies
Stanley
in his
took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and figures.
I think
What do you
Stanlerines
think,
is better.
Stanley?
Stanlerines.
What name
Stanlerines,
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Well,
in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Good
Everyone
job,
thinks
you did
you're
it.
very
Good
powerful.
job, you did it.
One more ending, and then we'll go check out the Transformers game.
All of his
Alright.
co-workers were gone. What could it
Should
be?
do
one do you wanna
the-
go?
Yeah,
Stanley
go-
decided
oh.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
you
missed
go
a
to
memo.
the power control, the mind control facility again without the bucket, and do the turn on the mind control thing. Because you had the bucket that time, but you know you got the birds thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There will be a reward. So you saw the wall said there will be a reward for collecting them all, but the
Coming to
narrator
a staircase,
lied to you saying
Stanley
that
walked
you're not gonna
upstairs
get
to his
anything.
boss's office.
You can't trust the narrator.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons.
He's
Oh,
tired.
hey, look, it's a new passageway. Oh, surprise.
He understands.
Oh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
Good
himself.
job, you did it.
Did he have
Good
the
job,
strength
you did
to
it.
find out?
I love that song already. I feel like this would be. I think if I find it on YouTube, there's gonna be an extended version of it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
They put
Stanley's
even
co-workers.
extra monitors up there.
The lives
They
of
put
so
like
many
4 more up there.
individuals
Yeah.
reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The employee pirate.
Pirate. I didn't have seen that. Okay. I was like, you said pirate. What are you talking about, pirate?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all
Employee
this time?
fired.
Was this the
Yeah.
only reason he was happy with his
one
boring
was
job?
Stanley
That his
427?
emotions had been
No,
manipulated
64.
to accept it
I think so,
blindly?
yeah.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Control.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go.
No,
Turn the
I want the
controls
power.
off
Right, Kale? You want the power.
and leave.
You want to control everybody.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Oh?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Well then,
eliminating the entire complex.
I think
How
something
long
wrong.
until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a bit more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Oh?
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Press the buttons!
Goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Oh boy. What do you have to do, Kale?
Dear me,
How are you going to turn off the machine?
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Damn. That got dark real quick.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No end here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or the moment I say happily ever up.
Oof.
Damn.
Oof. That's supposed to happen. You couldn't do anything. He was just fucking with you. You couldn't do anything.
Of course.
So what do you think of that ending?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers. I thought, how amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at them? I thought everyone had
You
gone
should take the
missing.
bucket with you if you're gonna go to the window.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Oh?
Yes, whispered the bucket in his ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in muscles like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself.
Oh.
Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
said the bucket.
not since evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of...
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What?
My God, Stanley.
No!
You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm
we had to stop him.
speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come,
Don't
let's
narrate it.
restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic
It's a sad
cast
day for
away
humanity.
inside of it.
Dude, it was about to kill us. He was going to
It's
transform
gonna
into a
kill.
mythical creature. What the hell?
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Is it all over the
The
floors?
whole floor? Oh, yes.
Okay. Just thinking.
Interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Interesting.
entered the door on his left.
Alright. That is it.
Alright. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.